Well, thank you. Well, after those speeches, I got nothing. But I'm going to try here. So, I'm a new kid on the block. I started in October here at John Muir. I didn't know a lot about this program. Some of you, I think, have stopped by my office on the 5th floor to visit, and I certainly appreciate all the work that you do with the things that you mentioned with lab runs and discharges, and they seem like little acronyms and silly things, but the amount of work that you do is absolutely incredible, and we couldn't run the hospital without you. I'm just blown away by the poise and professionalism of the speeches and the introductions, and I thought I was going to impart some wisdom on you today, and I think you imparted some wisdom on me, honestly. But I'm going to press on because I sort of took this job sight unseen, so you didn't know this, but I wasn't the preferred speaker today, but the speaker had a conflict, so you got the B team. But I was going home about this, right? So I was going to give it my all. I do a lot of public speaking, actually, and so I didn't figure it was much of a chore. And then they gave me the details. It's not my usual audience. So speaking to a room full of high school graduates terrified me. But that's all right. I reached out to my own daughters. I have a daughter that's 20 and a daughter that's 19, so I did what all good researchers do. I went to the subject matter experts. And they're like, Dad, nobody wants to hear you talk. A big mistake asking the daughters for advice and reassurance. So what they said was, Dad, really, no amount of searching Urban Dictionary or meme research is going to make your talk any more cooler or help you relate to these people. And they're going to be on their phones anyway, so they're not paying attention. They said, make it quick, don't preach. And by the way, say something useful, but make it quick, Dad, make it quick. So here I am. I'm going to do my best to heed their words and make it quick and say a couple of things that are profound, hopefully. And I hope to leave you with a little bit of my experience. So here we go. Let's get the profound things out of the way. 2 indisputable facts. It may sound weird coming from a guy, but bear with me here. Once your feet stop growing, never buy a cheap pair of shoes. Ever. I know your parents have been telling you that for all your life, but when your feet stop growing, buy expensive shoes. It's worth it. Trust me. Secondly, buy the most expensive mattress that you can afford and replace it when the manufacturer recommends it. You will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on cars and other transportation that you spend less than an hour a day in. But I don't care who you are or what you do, you're going to spend a third of your life in bed. People buy cheap mattresses and keep them forever. You'll thank me for this later. Okay. So they say you should know your audience, and I guess that's an important thing. I'm physically separated from you by a lot of years, I realized as I was preparing this. Personally, I think you should know your speaker, and so they took a chance by asking me to do this because this is my first presentation at John Muir, but I'm honored to be able to speak to you and flattered. Thank you very much. They didn't give me much direction tonight. Usually you get an assignment with these things. They want you to talk about something you know about, emergency care, trauma care, the heart, a specific body system, but I didn't get that. I got a time frame and some suggestions. And then they started talking about all of your guys' incredible accomplishments, the schools that you're going to, your majors, your plans, and I was like, I feel like an underachiever and don't want to tell these young adults. But as a leader, I believe in being brutally honest and speaking from the heart, because that's what resonates with me. And so in getting into the meat of the speech, I have 3 things that I would like to share with you. So here goes. You're going to hear a lot of speeches in the coming days up to your graduation. They're going to be full of cliches and metaphors and quotes. It's a rite of passage and you've earned it, so enjoy it. But a lot of it's BS. It's simply not true. These are not the best years of your life. At least I hope they're not. And I don't mean that bad. No matter how good it's been, life is hard. It's full of tough lessons, disappointments, and failures. You're going to screw it up sometimes. And that's okay. Because it's also full of joy, love, and accomplishments. Whether you've had it easy or hard, and it's not a competition, I hope and I'm confident that your best years lie ahead, but that's really up to you. So I'd like to start off by telling you a story about a very poor young boy from a small town. The boy had little supervision. He was dirty, disheveled, and truth be told, he was a little bit wild. But he loved animals, he loved old people, and despite outward appearances, he had a kind heart and was very sensitive. One day the boy was at a local 5 and Dime, the only store in the town actually. The boy had no toys at home. He had no money for toys, but he loved to go to the store and look at the new Star Wars figures that were on display. This particular day, the boy was admiring the new shipment. I believe they were Ewoks. George Lucas is a genius. And while he was perusing the wares, he overheard the wealthiest lady in town having a conversation with the clerks of the store. And what he overheard, and I'm paraphrasing here, she said, "Watch out for that one. He'll rob you blind." And so this upset the little boy greatly. He didn't understand that he was hurt. And he left the store quickly, ran out, with tears in his eyes and shame in his heart, although he had never stolen anything. He didn't quite understand. But that young boy made 3 promises to himself that day. Number 1, that he would never forget how belittled and ashamed he felt. Number 2, that he would never steal anything. He hadn't stolen anything to that point. And number 3, that he would live a good life. He would help others. And he would live to see her eat those words. And you may ask how I know what he heard and what promises he made that day. I can tell you because I was that boy. I was voted class clown in my high school class. Nowhere close to most likely to succeed. I was not an athlete nor a scholar. I didn't really fit into any social construct. I often used wit and self-deprecating humor to deflect the harsh realities of life, and particularly high school. I stand before you today at the top of my profession now, and my message is simple. Find something to ignite your passion. Be it a compliment or criticism, they're both equally powerful motivators. And never let anybody else label you or put you in a box. Because that lady, unbeknownst to her at the time, had set in motion the greatest force that I've ever experienced on this planet, and that's a human soul on fire. Second, but equally as important, I have no artistic talent whatsoever. I heard some of you mention music and the arts. That's good, because I have none of that. But I do have 45 years of life experience in the military and civilian settings across the globe. And I want to give you a visual. Life has been compared to many things. A beach, a garden, a road, and a wood. But I want you to imagine, if you will, a canvas. Your life is a painting, and you've already started it. In fact, you're very experienced at it. Some of you have probably been painting it for over 17 years. And the world is an art critic, and it's usually not nice. Your picture needs to be bigger, brighter, more expensive, neater, smaller, less emotional, more realistic, lighter, darker, stay in the lines. Do this first, make this bigger, etc. The critiques and the critics will never stop. And you will rely on these people to help you with your picture. Some of them are sitting around you today. They're your parents, they're your family, they're your friends. But they will critique your picture. They will loan you color, insight, empathy, brushes. They may even help guide your mind, as your instructors have, or your hand. But as much as they want to control your picture, they can't paint it for you. Only you can paint your picture. And believe me, you're going to mess it up. And I'm speaking from experience here too. There are people that are the Jackson Pollocks of life. And although their picture may look a mess, it's beautiful to them, and it works for them. The picture you end up with may not be the picture you envisioned. The faces will change. You will spill paint, and you will mess it up. That's okay too, because you just regroup, refocus, and repaint it. You may end up whitewashing the whole darn canvas, starting from scratch. That's okay too. I didn't graduate from college with my associate's degree until I was 27 years old. I thought I had lost out on a lot. But a wise general once told me, "Captain Mott, you never lose in life. You win or you learn." Life is going to teach you many lessons. Don't lose. Learn. Don't be afraid to try new things, to meet new people. Stretch your canvas and keep painting. You will win. More somberly, I've been a nurse for a long time. I've watched people born, and sadly, I've watched way more than my fair share die. From the horror of warfare to the peaceful passing of the aged and every stage of life in between. I've encountered the best and worst in humanity. I cared for our wounded and dying soldiers with the same vigor and passion as an enemy combatant. Yes, what you see on TV is true. You don't do compressions any softer on the guy because he's wearing the enemy's uniform. I've resuscitated the abused child, and moments later, resuscitated the abuser after a suicide attempt. In healthcare, as a total stranger, you are privileged, or cursed, to be invited into these most intimate of moments, feeling like some awkward voyeur. As I've looked into the eyes and held the hands of those who were passing, both suddenly, horribly, and unexpected, or quietly, reserved, and almost desired at the end of a long disease process or a life well lived, not a single one has asked where I went to school, what kind of car I drove, or how big my bank account was. They didn't care that I was male or female, what color I was, or what God I did or didn't pray to. Universally, the requests are simple, sometimes unspoken even. Hold my hand. Keep me warm. Don't let go of me. Stay with me. Can I have a sip of water? Tell someone I love them. I'm just not quite ready. I've delivered horrible messages to parents, husbands, wives, brothers, and sisters. Those questions are the same too, and they aren't material either. Did they know I love them? Were they alone? Did they ask for me? Can they hear me? It is both heart-wrenching and soul-fulfilling. The human spirit is unconquerable. We never know when the clock is going to run out. Tell people how you feel. Have important conversations. Make your wishes known and hug the ones you love. Don't leave it to chance. In closing, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity to speak with you and share my story. You're an amazing group of young people. You're way more poised and focused and dedicated than I was at your age. Thank you for doing what you do every day here. But I want to reiterate and I want to challenge you. Number one, to defy labels. Number two, to enjoy painting your picture. Number three, whatever you do, be a decent human being. Speak honestly and share your feelings. Don't forget to have fun along the way. It's important. I wish all of you the best future, and for those of you that are choosing healthcare, remember, medicine is a modality. The real treatment is you. May the force be with you. Thank you.